Thou shalt find the winter's rage freeze thy blood less cold.
All right. Of course, some classic Christmas music from Bing. Now, Bing doesn't mean the same thing anymore these days, does it?
Bing is now a search engine.
Yeah.
From Microsoft, I believe, or Windows.
Back in the day when you said Bing, everybody knew you were speaking of Bing Crosby.
Be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing.
All right, again, setting the tone for the Christmas holiday season. Boy, welcome back to Marilyn's Cafe Society here at 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and Maryland'sCafeSociety.com. It's the third hour. Let's just pull an all-nighter.
We're making up for those missed weeks here, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And, of course, it is officially. I said that before. But, really, it is officially the entertainment hour. This hour is. And so we, of course, are going to look at some entertainment news. Boy, going back 4 weeks. Well, no, not really. But we will be talking about some things, especially that Grammys nominee. What was it called? The Grammys Nominations Concert. Mm-hmm. Very interesting, don't you think?
I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I heard it was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, CBS from time to time really puts on some fabulous musical productions. I recall maybe 4 or 5 years ago they did a CBS Rocks concert. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it was the best. And although I didn't see the entire show this week for the Grammys Nominations Concert, what I did see seemed to be very well. It seemed to be very well ran. Somewhat different from the Grammy show, thank goodness, because I was like, "What are we going to get? Two Grammy show here?" So it was a bit different, and the entertainment was spectacular, in my opinion. There were lots of Chicago representation there. But I think Bruno Mars earned 6 Grammy nominations. I'm not sure if he's the topper, though. I think he is, with 6 nods. And then, of course, Bon Iver. Are you familiar with them?
I'm not. I'm seeing if we have any of their music.
Yeah, they're an indie folk rock band. The front man is Justin Vernon. And they were very surprised, but they landed 3 nods in 3 major categories: Record and Song of the Year and Best New Artist. So that's always good, right?
That's pretty good. And
then country music star Jason Aldean also walked away with 3 nominations, including Best Country Album. Mm-hmm. So I think, there were a lot of surprises during that particular program. Now, Chicago, again, was well represented, and this is all going to be going down for the 54th Annual Grammy Awards. Kanye West, obviously, grew up in Chicago, and just recently performed. As a matter of fact, a couple nights ago, he and Jay-Z did
2 hours late, but they finally got there.
Oh, you were there?
I wasn't there, but I heard all the complaints.
Oh boy, at the United Center. I guess it was their first time doing a two-night performance here in Chicago together. But he received 7 nominations. So yeah, he obviously 6 didn't top it. He received 7. And then, of course, there's R. Kelly, R&B singer R. Kelly, who was born and grew up here in Chicago. He received multiple nominations for Best R&B Album, Love Letter, and Best Traditional R&B Performance, Radio Message. Numero Group Label received nods for Best Album Notes and Best Historical Album for Syl Johnson, the box set. He's a blues guy, I believe. Syl Johnson. Wilco for Best Rock Album. And who else? Kurt Elling no longer lives in Chicago, but is a Chicagoan, for Best Jazz Vocal Album, The Gate. So, yeah, I mean, it just goes on with classical groups. For example, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, Brass, the Pacifica or Quartet, Lincoln Trio, and International Contemporary Ensemble. So just about in all genres. Yeah. Chicago received some nods from the Grammys. So, yeah, kudos to all of them. You know, it's a fun thing when you create music and people enjoy it.
And they recognize
and acknowledge it. You know, that's got to be a great, great feeling. So we'll see next year when the Grammys show comes on who's going to be walking away with what. But I did observe during that nominations concert in the rap and hip hop categories that Nicki Minaj is, I'm getting it confused. I'm sorry. The Soul Train Music Awards was recently on. I think last Sunday. I missed some of it because I was just getting in from being out of town. But there were some categories. I don't know if it was best album or best rap song. I don't know. But up against some heavyweight rappers and hip-hop artists, Nicki Minaj just walked away with
I mean, she's big time now.
Trophy, you know?
She's big time.
And she really is sort of pop, too, you know? She has crossed many genres of music with her music. So, but yeah, I was really surprised.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of great things. She's on a new song with Rihanna right now, too. I believe that's on the radio.
Okay. All right. Well, that's music. Oh, before we move on, since we're talking about hip-hop and rap, Grandmaster Flash, have you heard of them?
I have, yeah, absolutely.
They're working on a studio album. How about that? Now,
How
they
old
appeared.
Are they
Yeah, older than me. But hey, you know, look at some of these rock and rollers. They're still kicking it.
Like it or not.
Yeah.
All right. Ozzy is going on tour coming up.
I'm telling you, it's really the thing now if you have an AARP card. You got an AARP card, your career is just starting. It's not over. It's, you know, it used to be a sign that it was all going downhill, but now, hey, that's the thing, Nick. You ought to be looking forward to
can't wait
to getting that AARP card. I mean, there was a guy that a big time station and radio just brought back.
Yeah, they did.
I'm sure he has his AARP card.
Probably.
All right. So anyway, Grandmaster Flash, they came out of New York in the Bronx. They gained recognition back in the 80s and the 90s when they performed. Grandmaster Flash performed with the Furious Five. That's when they were out, and the song was The Message. Anyway, they became the first artists of the hip-hop genre to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 2007. And Grandmaster Flash, in an interview last week, said that this yet-to-be titled album is going to be totally different from anything that they've previously done on the music in terms of music. So I can't wait to see what this is going to be. But they performed during the Grammy Nominations Concert.
Oh, really? Where did they perform?
It was a mixture of rap artists. It wasn't just them.
Okay.
Yeah, but and it was a medley of some of their hits and other songs. So anyway, kudos to them for staying in the game. All right. Speaking of albums, where did I put that story? You're gonna love this one. Guess who's coming out with an album?
Who?
And I found out.
Does this person have an AARP card?
No, not yet. No, he doesn't. He's probably a few years away from that.
All right.
But I was surprised to read that this is not his first this will not be his first album. That's what shocked me.
Oh, so it's not somebody who's typically in music?
Right. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I have no idea. Spill the beans, Marilyn.
I always do that to you, don't I?
You stump me, and then I feel like an idiot.
Okay. I'm looking for the story. I got so much stuff here. But anyway, his name is Jimmy Fallon.
Is he really? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, he's a lot of years away from his AARP card.
And it's an album that hasn't been named. The title hasn't been given yet.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, it's based off of some of his performances that he's done on his show.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
He's really good. Him and whoever he writes with, they come up with some pretty creative stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
And if you haven't watched his late night show, it's worth staying up an extra hour or two and checking that out.
I'm telling you, you will be tickled.
NBC, I believe.
Most of the time, you will be tickled. Sometimes I'm up late, and I'll turn any of those guys on.
Yeah,
and
they're
and I've been doing it for a while now. I mean, I used to watch Johnny Carson when I was a teenager, so I got it bad. But yeah, they're funny.
Yeah, Fallon's more geared toward the younger crowd, but he does some pretty funny things.
What else did I want to tell you about? Well, there's a lot here. There really is. Maybe we can take a quick break and come back and continue to look at some entertainment news. We'll continue with some of the gospel tunes that we love so much, as well as some of the Christmas holiday music. We're in our third hour of the special Sunday edition of Maryland's Cafe Society here at 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and Maryland'sCafeSociety.com.